Welcome, fellow hobbyists. In this week's episode of Diecast Emporium Military Mondays, we're going to be looking at the M109 155mm self-propelled gun or howitzer. The newest version of this is more commonly referred to as the Paladin. The M109 was first introduced in the 1960s. It first saw action during the Vietnam War. The M109 is the principal self-propelled artillery unit for the U.S. military. It has a fully traversable turret capable of providing indirect fire support. Operating the M109 takes a crew of 4, the commander, the driver, the gunner, and the ammunition loader. As I said before, the current version of the M109 in use today by the U.S. military is the M109A6 variant, called the Paladin, which is scheduled to remain in service for the foreseeable future until the M1299 Extended Range Cannon Artillery project is completed in 2024. M109s have seen extensive service across the globe in nearly every major conflict since the 1960s, including but not limited to the Vietnam War, the Iran-Iraq War, the Persian Gulf War, the Iraq War, the Yemen Civil War, and the Syrian Civil War. Weighing in at nearly 28 tons, the Paladin measures 30 feet long and 10 feet high, and can reach a maximum speed on land of 35 miles per hour, which isn't bad for a heavy tracked vehicle. Alright, let's turn our attention obviously to the model. So, as with most of my military models that I get, this model was acquired through my friend Greg at, you guessed it, smallscalehobbies.com. Here's the business card. You've probably seen this before if you've seen any of the HO Scale Military Mondays episodes. There's the website, smallscalehobbies.com. There's the address if you happen to be in the Manitowoc, Wisconsin area. They do have a brick and mortar store. Stop in, say hi, tell them I sent you. On the back of the business card, once again, bringing you the finest in small-scale military modeling, decals, accessories, and all scale, specializing in HO scale plastic and resin kits, ready to assemble or finished models. Some of the stuff that he carries are Herpo, Rocco, Minotanks, Arsenal M, and even this stuff, the AlsaCast resin model kits. So, this M109 kit does not come assembled. It is a kit that primarily is resin, so you do have to cut everything from the spruce, you do have to sand it, you do have to assemble it, you do have to paint and detail it. That being said, I'd say if you are a modeler of an average skill level, or perhaps you're 15 and older, you can absolutely do this. The instructions provided with this were pretty straightforward, even though it is only one sheet, and maybe there are only 10 steps. The only thing that the instructions do not provide, which could potentially be a little bit better, is where some of the detail pieces go on here. You kind of just have to look up reference photos, or if you know where they are on the real machine or the real howitzer, you can just place them wherever. So that maybe could have been a little bit more helpful to beginners. But other than that, kit goes together really, really well. Obviously, if you've never put together a resin kit before, I always would suggest picking up a pair of spruce cutters, a model filer, and also some modeling glue. That also helps as well. Alright, on to the model. This is the box that it comes in. Let's take a look at that first. As I said, it's an AlsaCast kit, M109 howitzer, 155mm self-propelled gun, 187 scale kit, made in Holland. The model number for this is 8775.151. It does not come green, I should point that out. It's just in like a resin, I don't know how else to describe it other than like a cream color or a resin color. If you've ever had anything in resin, that's the color. www.alsacast.nl. Side of the box, here's that if you want it. Side, nothing. Top, nothing. And the back, just a recycle logo. Alright, let's check out the model. So it's not really very functional on here, unfortunately. Obviously, you can pose the main cannon or the main gun down or up. You can rotate the turret 360 degrees, like this, anywhere you want. I don't have it glued down, obviously, for sake of the review. I just have it sitting on there. You can glue it down. You can leave it at any desirable location that you want. But again, I just have it sitting on there for sake of the review. And again, you can move the main gun up or down if you want to. So the main gun is, as I said before, a 155 millimeter howitzer, which is this right here, obviously, but it also has a secondary gun, which is a 50 cal M2 machine gun right here. So I painted that in black. The green boxes around it are little detail kits or detail pieces that come with the kit. So I painted those in olive drab green. Those are ammo kits for the 50 cal. You can see there's a jerry can here for either water or fuel, really any liquids. I also painted that in, well, on that side anyway, I painted it olive drab green. There are some over here that match the vehicle in desert sand. The tracks I detailed in black because if you look at pictures, the tracks themselves as they get worn turn more of a black color. And as I said before, the other basic parts of the actual vehicle are in Tamiya desert sand, which is a very, very good color if you are looking to paint anything in the U.S. military in the most modern, last 20 years, if you will, desert color. Another really cool thing about this vehicle is, again, to the untrained eye, it may look like a tank. It is not a tank. It is a self-propelled artillery vehicle. But in January 2006, the U.S. Army test-fired a hypervelocity projectile, also known as an HVP, and they found that it dramatically increased the M109's main gun range. And what they wanted to do is, just a little while ago, on the 3rd of September in 2020, they fired an HVT round from a U.S. Army M109 Paladin, and they successfully intercepted an airborne BQM-167 target drone, which was simulating a cruise missile. So, with that being a successful test, not only is the potential there for this to be a artillery piece, but also potentially a missile defense interceptor, again, going down the line, even when this replacement comes along in 2024 for this. So really, really cool with these HVP new rounds and the ability that this vehicle has. Super, super cool. That, again, as with a lot of vehicles that we are seeing in the U.S. military that has been in the arsenal for years, particularly since Vietnam, this is another one that is going to see generations of generations. It's not out of the realm of possibility that, grandfathers may have seen the first ones in Vietnam, then fathers in the Gulf War, and now we're seeing a third generation in our second sabbatical over in the Gulf and in the war on terrorism. So 3 different generations on basically the same vehicle. Very, very interesting. So that will conclude this review of the AlsaCast 187 scale M109 howitzer, the 155mm self-propelled gun, also known as the Paladin. Have to say, overall, in terms of the fun meter, which is always important when you're talking about this hobby, it was a really fun kit to put together. Only took about a couple, I'd say maybe 15 hours, just because I took my time on it, sanding and assembling it and doing all the detailed parts. Really fun to put together. It looks great with the other collection of my military vehicles, and again, the kit was very, very affordable as well. I don't think I paid any more than $20 somewhere in there. Again, you can check out Greg's website or visit his store if you're in the Manitowoc, Wisconsin area. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out the links right now on your screen for a couple other suggested videos for Diecast Emporium Military Mondays. Take care, be safe, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next review.